LuckyGhost. Okay, hold on.
MMORPG
This is a quick one. We'll do LuckyGhost. Yeah, this is a good video. Let's see.
that launched in 2014 that has seen constant expansions and improvements, earning itself a still very active player base reaching into the hundreds of thousands. Black Desert Online is playable on PC, PlayStation, Xbox.
He knows who he's selling to. Yes, sir. We are on board. You certainly have my undivided attention.
And even has a separate version of the game available for iOS and Android. In this video, we'll explore what Black Desert Online is like today. It just received a massive expansion called Land of the Morning Light that added a whole new island region, as well as a completely new leveling experience to the game. It's a huge departure from the normal gameplay loop, as it focuses on fully voice-acted quest lines, complete with immersive and impressive cutscenes and epic boss fights, while providing a new way to level up. So let's dive in and talk about what you should expect in Black Desert Online this year. The first thing you'll do is create a character, which is probably the
woof. Why does everyone always click on Guardian and just stay there? Asmongold did the exact same thing.
Hardest part of the game, as you'll get to choose between all of these completely different classes.
He also did the same thing with Sork,
the Morning Light expansion, you'll also have...
We just need to make all of the classes lewd just like that.
The opportunity to try out the first twin class added to Black Desert Online. Speaking of which, Woosa's Awakening was also just added to the game. BDO has got sword-wielding melee classes, it's got bow-wielding archers, spell-slinging mages, shield-bearing tanks, and
he's got all the female characters.
Quite a few unique options on top of those. Regardless of which archetype you're craving, BDO is sure to have it. Once you finally decide on which class you're going to play, it doesn't take a long time to realize why so many people have echoed the same comments about the game's graphic.
I'm shocked that he chose this one. Unbelievable.
Over the years, the character customization and the character models themselves are simply outstanding.
Put the gun down.
I can't think of another major MMO out right now with better character customization. You can customize just about anything about your character that you want to. Hair, face, frontier, posterior.
He moused over it. He did it. He frontier and posterior, bro.
Height, all of it. And I do mean all of it. All you have to do is grab onto any feature and move it around to get it to look exactly the way that you like.
I just want to point out that they're already maxed out.
However, with this much freedom, results are definitely 100% maxed out. You can also have your character pose in attractive positions to make sure they look exactly how you want them to before committing to their look. Okay, almost there.
What does make Black Desert Online good in 2023? Spin the character around, I'll show you.
Just need to move that. Perfect.
No, why?
And before we continue, massive shout out to Pearl Abyss for sponsoring this video. After spending an hour of doing all of that, you can eventually accept that someone else made the man or woman of your...
Holy shit. This is why I use character presets, because no matter how much time you spend on it, some fucking person has made some way hotter version. This looks like my sister-in-law. Well, I don't know what to say to that other than I wish I knew you better.
Your dreams better than you could, and use one of the most upvoted player submissions instead of your own creation. Feel free to browse these creations and pick from one of the...
Succubus Demon, Uwu, Violet 2, and Spooky. Yeah, that's our community. That's us. That's my people right there.
The many options that talented players have submitted, or just stick to the one that you made yourself. The choice is yours. As for me, I've made my choice, and I wish I could say it was a difficult one. I'll miss you, Ghostina, but alas, it wasn't meant to be. I was never meant to wield this much power.
Make it go away, dude.
With Ghostina 2.0 ready to go, we are immediately dropped into the beautiful world and sent to the mythical Land of the Morning Light. Well, almost
thanks for the follow, buddy.
First thing we'll have to do is work our way through the short tutorial, and then we are taken to the Land of the Morning Light expansion. Once here, you can play by yourself or group up with...
Didn't he just design a Sork? Am I...
friends of all experience levels. If you'd rather, the game does give you the option to stick to the original starting quest line. So don't worry if you were hoping to experience the game's original story
all edit.
first.
Yeah, I see that.
That's totally still an option. Once in the Land of the Morning Light, the game introduces us to a couple of
we all got scammed. We were expecting some thick-ass Sork bitch. We got the goddamn Draconia.
right off the bat who are actually really fun to be around, especially this guy. He's my boy.
Oh, I thought he was calling Yanhua. Oof, man, you can't make that mistake in 2023. Although this guy, this is my homie right here. Andal is the homie of all homies. We love Andal.
From overseas, ain't you? Already heard all about you.
Wait, no, this is Dulce.
Very early on.
Where's Andal at? No, that Dulce is like whatever, bro. He's kind of like the side bitch. Andal is where the real homies.
Hooks us up with a mount to make exploring the massive island.
There's no shot that this dude got a free T9 horse and jumped on the fucking T5 that he got from the Conqueror's pack. There is no fucking way.
And all that much more convenient. Ghostina 2.0 is not great at driving this thing.
If only there was some sort of horse or mount that you could have obtained when you logged in, it would have solved the problem that you are about to have on this tier 5 horse. Tragic.
Right now, but she's eager to get better. Land of the Morning Light is inspired by Korean myths, while scenery is inspired by Korean landscapes. So be sure to enjoy the stunning vistas and architecture as you traverse the lands. It's also worth noting that you get to choose the order that you do the quests in. No longer are you forced to experience the quests and solve the story in a...
Yeah, I really like the fact that Land of the Morning Light feels like it's not just one continuous main story. It feels like there's all these different groups of people. And there's just, they all have different stuff going on, right? It feels like an actual land where there's like different cities and there's different like problems and tribulations that each of the people have. I like that.
Instead, you can choose the order you tackle these problems on your own. It's not long.
I do not like the fact that there are 13 groups of people. Maybe we could have brought it down to 4 or rounded it out to an even 5. But 13 was a little much.
Before Ghostina is caught up in a massive plot, with law enforcement coming to the conclusion that she is responsible for murdering a local townsman. With no other choice left, we end up fleeing for our lives and jumping down a well. You might think that sounds dangerous, and so did the law enforcement, who assumed the fall killed us after we jumped in. With the local law enforcement off our back, having assumed we died, jumping into the well, we eventually re-emerge and continue our exploration of the island. Ghostina practices her skills on some of the local wildlife, who honestly never stood a chance, but she was hungry for a greater challenge, something that would put up much more of a fight, something that would
I like these RPing. I'm still disappointed that he's not playing that super thick Sork that we saw earlier.
Test her fortitude and her determination.
I get it though.
Ghostina was in
nice zoom in, big dog.
luck. The story finally faced her off against a boss, and here we get to see the game's combat shine. The vibrant skills, the powerful attack animations make the combat feel intense and engaging. The sword skills have weight and heft to them, making them feel amazing as you strike your enemy. Ghostina dodges and weaves the boss's forecasted abilities, and admittedly also face tanks as many attacks as she dodges. But she's young and still learning. These things are natural. Before long, Ghostina is able to overcome the evil force at hand, presumably thanks to her tireless slaughter of the local wildlife. We trained.
True. The tireless slaughter of the local wildlife. Is that what we're calling orcs now?
We trained hard, and it paid off. But something is still amiss. The locals need help solving mysteries that still plague the beautiful island, and so we take up the search. We are not alone in our search, as we are accompanied by a dark ghost that apparently only we can see. That is, until we meet another man who sees our strange friend. Is this black ghost friend or foe? It's hard to say, but we learn a little more about it. And
I love how he still has no idea what the Black Spirit is for, and he's like halfway through the main storyline, dude. We still, honestly, I'm 7 years in, I still am not entirely certain.
Its personality as we progress through the story.
He's
For
just
now,
kind of a
he'll
piece
give
of
us
shit.
Quests and rewards, as well as help us upgrade our gear, so Ghostina likes
You say help us upgrade our gear, he's not helping you.
him well enough. But we won't go further into the story, as we don't want to spoil it. It's actually proving to be quite a romp through the game and a fun mystery to unfold. I think players who are looking for a beautiful world to explore while enjoying a great story will really appreciate what has been added to this most recent expansion. With more than 80 cutscenes and 40 story vignettes, Land of the Morning Light will immerse you in an epic story full of amazing voice acting that keeps you wondering what's going to happen next. Perhaps the best part is that
All right, we went from Lazy Peon, who who just goes way over the top on his negativity to, okay, well, we're just over exaggerating this a little bit. The Land of the Morning Light is good. It is the best questing we have ever seen, but honestly, the bar is still low compared to, like, you know, good quests in other MMOs.
New players can choose to start here after they get through the tutorial, meaning that they can head straight to this great story and beautiful island straight from the start. This makes Land of the Morning Light perfect for new players and veterans alike. At this point, Ghostina was looking to explore the simpler side of life, so she jumped into some fishing, gathering.
It's a sponsored video, grain of salt. I mean, true.
And a ton more. There are lots of ways to participate in these activities, from the more hands-off approach to the more hands-on approach. The way you tackle leveling up your professions
this footage is 7 years old. Don't do it.
Chop wood, build furniture, and so much more.
Players can even build a shipyard and
build a ship to set sail into the ocean. The life skills in Black Desert Online are so complete and so extensive.
I love that this is the third video I've seen of why BDO is good, and they all use that guild galley. Look how awesome our ocean content is. That was filmed 7 years ago. We peaked.
That a lot of players log in to do nothing else. Until playing the game myself and experiencing the world and the life skills, I couldn't understand how that could be the case. How could someone say all they do in an MMO is life skills? But after spending some time roaming the game's beautiful hillsides and leveling up the skills myself, it made perfect sense. The music, the atmosphere, the view, and the sense of progression.
And that's coming from somebody that loves sea content. I love ocean content. I have 2 Carracks, fully geared blue Carrack. Absolutely love it. But like all of that naval combat he saw in that video, yeah, it was downhill from there. Naval combat's not a thing. I like sea content for other reasons.
You get while leveling up your life skills is such an oddly satisfying combination. If you're looking for a way to unwind and chill, few other MMOs offer as complete a gathering and crafting experience. He did a good job with this. Pearl Abyss has taken
he's got the ambiance music in the background, nice, just running to the next quest. You know, you really feel like you're on an adventure here. He did a good job with this.
All of this a step farther with a revamp of the life skill activities, now adding new mini games to help reduce the required time for various life skill activities and provide an opportunity.
That game is impossibly difficult. There's no way that he actually did that successfully. Cole Venci, thanks for that follow, but I appreciate it. Yeah, like this is a super hard, and they're positioned really poorly.
Require a rare item.
Say, I told, did I not say?
That grants a special buff. They've also added new food and
never mind, he's gaming
recipes based on Korean cuisine. But if that's not your speed and you're looking for something more action-packed and fast-paced, BDO more than has you covered. The game features extensive amounts of open-world PvE and PvP content. You can hunt massive world bosses or
hunt is such a strong word for a piñata. You know what I mean? Technically, you are blindfolded swinging the stick, but presumably eventually you do hit said piñata and the loot falls out of it. Just a hunt is a bit of a stretch.
For other players, the choice is once again yours. Or if your version of chilling is grinding out packs of enemies, BDO has you covered. This is probably the best game for heading out to a grinding spot and filling up your inventory with loot while filling your XP bar with XP. Now, with the Land of the Morning Light expansion, Black Desert Online has changed up their old formula. If you've tried Black Desert Online before, you may remember a lot of open world grinding. In Land of the Morning Light, Pearl Abyss has really set out to turn that formula upside down with a focus on immersive quests punctuated by amazing boss fights. In fact, there are 10 new bosses for you to take down in this new content. Thanks to the fact that you can decide what order to do these quests in, you can also choose which order to take these bosses down. The bosses come in different difficulty levels, allowing you to tackle these bosses at the difficulty level of your choosing, whether you want something easier and more relaxed.
Just finished the Magnus quest and got to check for one pet item. Which one do you recommend? If you're brand new to the game, I would either take the chest piece or the helmet. I think that's what you mean, is which boss piece. The chest piece is probably the best. You take Red Nose.
Or something more challenging, once again, Black Desert has you covered. But if you do decide to take the harder versions of the boss fights down, you will be rewarded with things like rare crafting materials and a place on the public time attack charts. And this really seems to be a consistent theme in Black Desert Online. They have something for everyone.
Yeah, Rambo, pick the chest and pick Red Nose. Do not pick Dim Tree, it'll cost you more money later.
If you want to enjoy an incredibly relaxing story in an incredibly beautiful world, you can do that. If you want to engage in some sweaty PvP against other competitive players, BDO has many forms of that type of content for you to jump into. You can do node wars, guild wars, battle arenas, and more. Ghostina here is
battle arenas.
not quite ready for those activities. Fortunately, on the opposite end of the spectrum, it has housing, where you can obtain and decorate houses reminiscent of the period and locale. And as mentioned, BDO does an
Did he do this in RuneScape mode?
amazing job with life skills, allowing this part of the
Why is
game
the rest
alone
of
to be an immense
Why is the
time
rest of
sink
it in
if you want it to
remastered?
be. Then, of course, there's ship crafting, which allows for ocean exploration and ship battles, and I can't think of another major MMO that comes close to delivering on shipping in the same way.
Okay, we are way off fucking... There is no way he's still talking about the same goddamn MMO that I play. There is no way.
That BDO currently does. With Land of the Morning Light, they've added the Panacea, a new boat customizable with special gear and crew members.
You mean the fucking box that they designed that floats on the goddamn water and takes like 4 months of weeklies to create? Like, that is it. It is literally a giant cardboard box floating on the water with some cannons on it.
Land of the Morning Light has also added a new companion to join you that can detect
He just re-shows that clip. That's what I'm saying, though. That's how you know you're being scammed. Like, when was this footage? Hold up. Bartering content is good content. That's not wrong. But he's talking about naval combat specifically. No. He didn't even show Crocs. None of that. At least Crocs is relatively interesting. I would have loved to have seen him do Leprechaun. That would have been funny.
Increase rare item drop rates.
Sail up on a nefarious sailboat and just get turboed.
I've got great news. All of this is free for you to enjoy. If you don't, all you have to do...
BDO is so free. It's so free. I love how free BDO feels. Absolutely.
Is purchase the base game and Land of the Morning Light expansion.
His main game is ESO, no ocean shit. Okay, that's fair. And you just toss him a bone.
Included. So be sure to use my link down in the description below to try out Black Desert Online for yourself and its Land of the Morning Light expansion right now. For more MMO and ARPG content, be sure to like and subscribe. Massive shout out to my YouTube members for supporting the channel. To become a YouTube member and have your name appear on the screen right here, as well as get access to behind the scenes.
All right, not bad. Not bad. Yo, guys, go give it a like and subscribe to him. LuckyGhost, absolutely amazing content creator. I don't agree with everything he necessarily said in the video, but hey, that we take those. You know, you lie to them up at the door and then you bait them in, and then once they're addicted, they can't quit anyway.